Low carb diets are great because I can just avoid carbs, eat all the low carb foods, and lose weight, right? Wrong. You might think that all low carb foods are created equal. However, many low carb foods, in fact, should be avoided completely or as much as possible. Whether you're eating low carb or keto for weight loss, or you're taking a longer view and pursuing lasting health benefits, eating a health focused diet is essential. Today, I'll show you how to achieve that the easy way, whether you're doing keto, low carb, keto fasting, carb cycling, or just trying to eat healthier. So let's stop doing low carb the unhealthy way. It's all too easy to imagine that simply slashing your carbs is enough to ensure that everything will fall into place. It's not your fault that many foods are heavily marketed as healthy options when they are severely lacking nutrition, while also being potentially causing direct harm to your health. This core mistake is believing that just because a particular food is low in carbs, that makes it a perfect match for weight loss. Nothing could be further from the truth. And it's often these foods you'd least expect that could throw you off guard. So here are some low carb foods to avoid. I'm going to group these low carb foods into several broad categories rather than aiming for an exhaustive A to Z type of thing. So avoid these groups of low carb foods: processed vegetable and seed oils, artificial sweeteners, sugar alcohols, diet sodas, processed foods like energy bars and low carb desserts, dairy products, and soy products. So if you don't want to watch this whole video, there you have my whole list. I know a lot of times some viewers will just add the list in the first comment, but I'd love for you to watch a little bit longer or just skip along to a specific one you're interested in about. So let's go over the first one. Avoid processed vegetable and seed oils. The first thing you should strike off your list when following low carb are processed seed and vegetable oils. In fact, if you just took one of these foods from this list and asked me which is the one that I would say out of all those that are the worst, this category would be the one. Eliminate anything cooked in the following oils if at all possible: vegetable, sunflower, soybean, cottonseed, corn, safflower, and canola. Processed vegetable oils and seed oils are unhealthy mostly because the unstable fats in these oils go rancid and oxidize very easily. These cooking oils are often rancid before you even use them. They're often stored for years on shelves in clear plastic bottles. And then you heat them up during the cooking process, oxidizing them even more. Your body cannot readily make use of these rancid fats, and they lead to toxicity and inflammation in the cells. They're also way too high in omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. Not only is there too many omega-6s in vegetable and seed oil, it's also improperly balanced with omega-3s. And over the past century, we have been consuming higher and higher amounts of omega-6 and 9 fats. And high levels of omega-6 have been linked to obesity, metabolic disease, DNA damage, risk of cancer, and cardiovascular disease. So do you think if you're eating these foods, your body's going to care about helping you lose weight when it's trying to ward off all of these crazy major diseases? I don't think so. Instead, use coconut oil, ghee, olive oil, and avocado oil instead, and raw or grass-fed butter is also a good substitute. There are some really great friendly fats like coconut oil, ghee, like I just mentioned, olive oil, avocado, lard, duck fat, and bacon grease even. So definitely use those instead. Now let's get into artificial sweeteners. Given that refined sugar is entirely composed of carbs, you'll need to avoid it if you're following a low carb diet. Avoiding natural sugars leaves you with a range of artificial sweeteners, but these pose various other potential health issues. So make sure to avoid these artificial sweeteners: aspartame, sucralose, acesulfame, saccharin, and like things like Sweet and Low, Splenda, Equal, NutraSweet. These are often found in diet drinks and sugar-free candy and gum. You can also find packets of these in stores posing as 0-calorie sweeteners. Instead, use stevia to sweeten your desserts. Instead of using artificial sweeteners, go with stevia if you need a sweet kick. Stevia is extracted from a leafy green plant, and you'll find it as a white powder or mixed in liquids. Stevia is also considered very safe and may even help lower blood pressure in hypertensive patients and lower blood sugar levels in diabetics. Next up, we have sugar alcohols. Many diets avoid the artificial sweeteners, but instead turn to low-calorie sugar alcohols instead because they're often considered to be more natural. However, these sugar alcohols cause a lot of digestive problems since they pass into your large intestine without being properly absorbed. So if you notice that you have gas after sugar alcohols, that's why. There's more of a direct problem for you if you overload on artificial sweeteners, though. Going overboard on these sugar alcohols could lower your ketone levels, so that would kick you out of ketosis if that's your goal. Here are the main culprits you should consider cutting out of your diet: glycerol, isomalt, lactitol, maltitol, xylitol, and sorbitol. Use erythritol if you want to use a sugar alcohol. Erythritol has almost no calories, causes minimal digestive disruption, and is ideal in baked goods. Just make sure to not eat too much erythritol, as many still find it has a laxative effect. Diet sodas. Since it's laden with carbs and sugar, obviously regular soda is a no-no if you're following any type of low-carb diet or any type of health diet for that matter. Since a single can of soda can contain almost 40 grams of carbohydrate in the form of high fructose corn syrup, so that's even worse, this alone can spike your blood sugar beyond what you can handle. How about diet soda though? Can you drink Diet Coke? The good news is Diet Coke is carb-free. The downside is that diet soda is laced with artificial sweeteners, which, as you know, can be bad news if you're following a low carb or keto. Obviously, diet soda is going to be a better option. If you're trying to wean off, then definitely go ahead and give diet soda a try. But surprisingly, diet soda can lead to weight gain since they play havoc on your metabolism. Essentially, the theory behind that is that you're tricking your body into releasing certain hormones because you're drinking diet soda that has those artificial sweeteners in it. Instead of these questionable diet drinks, think about using this as positive encouragement to drink more water. If you miss the carbonated fizz, go for sparkling water instead. Processed foods, energy bars, and low-carb desserts. If food is in a bag or a box, chances are it won't align with your weight loss goals. Many processed foods, from bread to ice cream, are carb-dense and should be avoided for that reason. How about processed foods that might seem healthy but don't work well with a low-carb diet, like energy bars? Not all low-carb energy bars are a healthy option you might believe them to be. Undesirable ingredients include vegetable oils, artificial sweeteners, and additives that can run counterproductive to your weight loss goals. The main issue is you don't know how these low carb bars would affect your ketone levels if keto is your goal, or in general to your long-term health. These bars are also easy to overeat, and not to mention they're kind of expensive. So to be on the safe side, completely avoid manufactured energy bars. Consider making your own. There's plenty of recipes online, which you'll be able to have control over the ingredients, which is really tough these days to have complete control over your food. All right, let's talk about low-carb desserts. Many low-carb desserts might be fine in moderation, but carb creep can easily set in if you start nibbling away at them too frequently. They're also really easy to overeat. Let's talk about dairy products. Although you might see dairy in some low-carb recipes, it pays to moderate your intake and totally eliminate it if it's causing you digestive distress, or you're trying to pinpoint what is going on in your diet that's preventing weight loss. It's easy to overeat dairy. If you're on keto with the aim of losing weight, the more-ish nature of dairy products can end up sabotaging your weight loss efforts. And casein and lactose in dairy products can pose issues, like many of us have heard about somebody being lactose intolerant or you being lactose intolerant. This could keep you bloated, inflamed, give you acne, joint issues, and more. So if dairy is a problem for you, then try to just eliminate it totally. You can use coconut oil, coconut milk, almond milk, and if you love cheese, try cashew cheese. If you do eat dairy products, I would ideally choose organic, full fat, and raw if you have that available to you. Soy products. After vegetable oils, if somebody asked me about what food I would totally avoid, it would be soy products would be number 2. They may seem like a good low-carb alternative, but there are 3 big problems with soy. Soy products are high in phytoestrogens, which could affect your hormone levels. Most soy products are highly processed, which means you get a concentrated amount of phytoestrogens, phytates, while getting very few nutrients. So soy products are high in phytates, which bind to some of the minerals and prevent their absorption in the body. So avoid foods like tofu, soy milk, soy-based dairy, and meat substitutes. Some fermented soy may be okay, like gluten-free tamari sauce, which is a good soy sauce alternative. The fermentation process of soy degrades a lot of the phytic acid. So let's commit to a healthy low-carb diet, okay? It's a common belief that keto or keto fasting or just low-carb diets in general is just all about eating low-carb foods. While cutting back on carbs is important, it's important to choose the right low-carb foods. So what is a healthy low-carb diet? Laser in on natural foods high in nutrients, eat real whole foods as much as possible, avoid gluten even if it's a small amount, avoid processed foods as much as you can, avoid artificial sweeteners. These toxic low-carb foods might keep you or put you in ketosis, but they won't help you achieve long-term success with either your weight or health goals. Today you've seen what not to eat, so we'll finish up with some positive suggestions if you want to eat a healthy diet without feeling too restricted. Instead, focus on those real foods like low-carb vegetables, fish, meats, organ meats. These will not only keep your body in ketosis and help you lose weight, but it will supply your body with essential vitamins and minerals to support long-term, whole, health-focused fat loss. So make sure you add these types of foods into your diet. They're nutritious. From arugula, let's talk about the low-carb vegetables. Arugula through zucchini, vegetables should form a substantial part of your keto diet. To keep your carb macros in check, eat plenty of leafy greens while avoiding root vegetables and starches. Organ meats. Although they seem to be declining in popularity, certainly in the US, organ meats are a great option. Nutrient-rich and high in fat, organ meats are perfect for helping you hit your macros and get into ketosis if that's your goal. Think about adding some heart, kidney, liver, and tongue to your diet. Bone broth is a healing superfood dense in minerals and amino acids. Since you'll be cutting out processed foods, you can easily end up with an electrolyte balance right out the bat. So bone broth can help restore that equilibrium. Bone broth also detoxifies the body and can help mitigate keto flu if you're on the keto diet. Fatty cuts of meat. Since you need to eat a significant amount of healthy fats and protein, choose fatty cuts of meat. Choosing fatty cuts of meat is a great way to treat your taste buds while also hitting your macros with ease. Whether you prefer a nice rare ribeye steak, well-done skirt steak, or some succulent pork ribs, try to eat less lean cuts and double down on those with more fat. Fish and seafood. Fish and seafood are excellent sources of omega-3 fatty acid as well as a great protein source. Eating a healthy low-carb diet is easy and rewarding. I hope you now have a clear idea of which low-carb foods can act as a surprise sucker punch if you're looking to faithfully follow a low-carb, keto fasting, carb cycling way of eating. If you eliminate all of the unhealthy low-carb foods listed in this video and take some information from the alternatives provided here in today's video, you'll experience a shower of health benefits while and staying with your macros and losing weight the healthy way, because the healthy way is the way that you can keep it off. So what do people who lose weight know that you don't? Because I'm sure you might have ended up in this video wondering what the heck is happening. You've lost weight, you're on a plateau. So, sometimes it feels like no matter what you do, weight loss is always a struggle. Yet for others, it comes so easily. What do they know that you don't? What are they doing that you are not? I'm sorry to say it's not the latest diet craze, dietary supplements, magic pills, or extract that's helping them lose weight. It's a sustainable program that is focused on your unique metabolism, hormones, and lifestyle, a program with you in mind. When I launched the 3-week ketogenic diet almost 6 years ago, I never thought over 13,000 people would have purchased and downloaded this plan, much less over having 100 people lose 20 pounds in 20 days. The results kept coming in, and I'm still shocked to see some of the transformations, but the messages never get old. If you'd like to become the success story and get a taste of what the keto diet can offer you, just click the link in the first comment. It's nothing to buy. It's a free 24-hour keto reset guide. It'll give you some more information on the keto diet and how I focus my programs on hormones and metabolism, specifically for women. They do work for men, but I write my programs for women because when I first started my personal training business, I coached over 20,000 metabolic workout sessions, and it was all focused on women. So I got to learn and hear about a lot of diets and success stories. So that's why I do what I do. Thanks for watching this video. Please hit that like button, and I invite you to subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this one. Thank you.